Hi guys, and yeah, thought I would try the video vlog from the phone. I thought I'd go through just what I've got in the project sketchbook. So I actually need to maybe build a cover for it, because at the moment it's just this, and it's actually really hard to tell which side up it's supposed to be, because on the back as well it's also very plain. But having said that, yeah, so just a bit of drawing background. I did pretty much all of Inktober, and was getting reasonably comfortable with using a pen, and then I went on holiday and that all kind of went out the window. So a few of the drawings were a bit sketchy, but you know, it's all part of everything really, just the learning and what have you. So on the actual first page, I'm gonna have to do it like this because of aspect ratio reasons, but we've got my first kind of sketch of a naga, and you can kind of see, getting close, there's the blue pencil drawing underneath, and that was because I was then not confident again in drawing in ink, and as a result the ink over didn't work out. But eventually I got my stride, and although there's some perspective issues in the shoulder pad, we've got the orc shoulder pad that we'll be using for the model. I drew a gauntlet as well. I'm not sure if I'll actually use that, because I quite like the arms bare, and maybe just use the cloth part. And just an idea for the sword, so I probably will draw a few more swords. I haven't done that yet, we're not in that modeling that at the moment, so it doesn't matter if I don't have the concept straight away. But yeah, as I was saying, this book will be the project book, so if you see any drawings, it will be from here. And then went to drawing group and just did like a bunch of eyes. Some of them turned out really good, some of them not so much. So the ones I quite like are this one here, it's a bit more angular. This one's good too, and I like the one with the scar and the cloudy eyes. But yeah, things like this didn't work out very well. And this one's okay, but it's sort of looking up. So imagine sort of the nose up here somewhere, and then the face coming down, and then the body coming this way. So that one actually worked out alright. A few others, that one's okay as well. And we'll probably do scaling, like the scales above the eyelids like that, and the scales underneath the eyelids like that as well. I actually quite like that one there. So yeah, just drew a bunch of eyes, because obviously the face of the naga is quite important. So getting something like the eyes right is good. And then I just did some sketches at lunch, so I've cut them out. They were on the notepad. Just cut them out and kind of glued that on the back of this page, because it's kind of, you can see it's kind of bled through, so I've just kind of covered that up here as well. So this is when I decided that possibly maybe adding a spear quiver as well might be good. And so we had an idea of like how it might sit on the back, and maybe doing the crossover strap. And then this was the original idea for how it would sit. So you can see there's a cross that goes across the front, and then we've got the dotted line, which isn't very visible there, but the dotted line, which would be the back. And then a shoulder strap there, and then a shoulder strap there. It changed a little bit when I did the actual model, just to make it a little less symmetrical, I suppose. And then just like how the belt would sit as well, and how the quiver and the sword sheath would sit, and then just another version of that for some reason. And then how it would sit on the body. So I drew the quiver like that, just on like a really rough sketch of the body, and it looks okay, but I think the quiver needs to follow the way that the body lies. So I think we'll sit it sort of in line with the body so that it sort of flows with the shape. Being long though, it might get in the way with how they slither, so I'm still not sure if I'll do it or not. And it sitting on the back would make it really awkward to pull stuff out. So yeah, but then I guess in drawing today we did a few designs. So I drew this, and this one's way too complicated for a naga. This one actually offered design that's actually fur here, and obviously fur in water is not good, so I was thinking maybe leather and wood, but wood in water obviously not good either. And then there's the obvious ones like shells, and that's a really dodgy shell, and this one here is another leather one, and this one too. The problem I have now that I've kind of thought about with quivers is that obviously you have to be careful about what size, if any, holes you have in the bottom, so there'd have to be holes in the bottom for water to pass through, but they're going to fill up regardless, so maybe having a quiver isn't even a good idea unless it's just for on the land, so a stockpile on the land. So I like the shell, and I kind of like this one too, so we'll see which one ends up as the final for that, but yeah, it's coming along. That's pretty much it at the moment. As I said, everything will be in this book eventually. So yeah, hopefully this worked out okay. I've never done this kind of video before, and it'll be interesting to see how it uploads. But yeah, mainly doing it also just because I don't really have too much time to do a proper one on the computer, so this seems like a good alternative. But yeah, I'll leave it there, and hopefully you've had a good half a week, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Alright, cheers guys.